Good evening again, everyone on Disability Days with Dalton. Yes, I know I made a mistake earlier, so I'm correcting that. Hope that everyone enjoyed the first interview. This is my second of three interviews with my friends. As stated before, all my friends have asked or have been asked if they wanted to be a part of it, and they have all agreed. Some have requested audio only. That's why this one is just audio and not video. Hope that everyone enjoyed the first one. And in the second one, we're going to be hopping from South Carolina and going to Minnesota. So I'm going to introduce you guys to my friend Hope Rugi. Hello, Hope. Thank you for being here.
Hey, no problem. Glad to be here. Thank you for asking me.
No problem. And so, do you want to share your amazing story? And before you do, I want to tell you guys this is gonna this story is gonna blow everyone away, just like it did me whenever I saw this on her channel. And she's also going to talk a little bit about her channel as well. But if you guys have not heard this story, buckle up because it is amazing. So go ahead, Hope.
Thank you, Dalton. Um, well, everyone, my name is Hope, and I am legally blind. I was born 4 to 5 months early. I was in the hospital for about 6 to 7 months. My retina is all the way torn in my right eye and torn in my left, but I could see a little bit, but it's kind of hard to explain. I was born 1 pound, 4 ounces. I'm pretty lucky to be alive because I had a lot of surgeries. I have a lot of scars, um, a lot of IVs, and just different things. I had a heart murmur, and I had intestinal stuff, and I have retinopathy of prematurity. And right now, along with that, I also have glaucoma, and that can be like pressure in the eyes. Um, the retina is a very complex part of the eye. And I actually, when I was born, I died a couple times and I was brought back to life. And so I feel like I am very privileged to be alive and very lucky. And I try to do the best I can with what I have and try to realize and just know that life is precious and don't take a second of it for granted because you never know what can happen. Something could happen to you when you're first coming into the world or later in life. And no matter what it is, you can always get through it and fight through it. And don't let anything stop you. I've also had, in the middle of 7th grade, I had my gallbladder taken out and a ruptured duodenum. That was really rough. And I managed to get through that. And I came home in Cabbage Patch clothes, if I remember right. And yeah, I'm basically really, really lucky to be alive. And sometimes, you know, I could be sitting anywhere, and sometimes I feel like, sometimes I get this feeling like, am I really alive? Am I really here? And I know I am, but it's just a feeling I get like, wow, I'm really here, I'm really alive. I'm really, here, and I'm really able to do things. And so I'm like I said, I'm very lucky and grateful to be alive. And I have a YouTube channel. It's called Hope Rugi, Rouge. And I talk about blindness, and I also talk about things I like. And I try to be as positive as I can. And if anyone would like to subscribe, that would be totally awesome. It means a lot to me. And I want to make a difference in the world, and I want to touch people with my story, and I want to find positivity in every day. And I hope that everyone on here can find positivity in every day. And just know that when you're going through something, hopefully afterwards you can always find the positivity in it, and maybe that you've learned something from it. And just know that life's hard, but we all have lessons and things we learn, and just don't take life for granted. Just know that you're lucky to be here, and no matter what disability you have, don't let it stop you from doing everyday tasks or any job that you want to do. And I just believe that you just got to show people how powerful and how great you can be, and show them that you can do anything they can do, just in a different way.
Wow. Wow. I mean, just hearing the story again. I mean, guys, as I mentioned before, just I met Hope. A friend of mine told me about Hope, and I'm like, all right, she's just gonna be a really cool person. But then I went, they told me about our YouTube channel, so I went over to her YouTube channel, and she pretty much shares the same story that she just shared on my channel, guys. And I mean, just hearing that story just blew me away. So I hope it did you guys. And please show Hope some love, because she is an awesome friend of mine. I have quite a lot of awesome friends. And Hope, so tell us what you do on your free time.
Oh, I love to talk to my friends, and I love to listen to music. I like to have new experiences if I can, whether that be with people or trying different things out. Like one year I went to Colorado with my boyfriend, and um, one year we've gone to concerts, like rock concerts, and I've been to many country concerts with my family and friends. But with my boyfriend, I've been to a couple of rock concerts. And so I've always wanted to go to a pop concert, and maybe other types of concerts too. I just love music. Music makes the world go round, and music can lift your soul, and music's just unbelievable. It can touch your heart in ways you never thought it could, just like someone's story can.
Exactly. And like I said, your story really touched me, and I hope it touches everybody out there. And if what do you do, do you have a job, or do you just have like a day thing that you go to?
I go to a workshop. Well, it's called Cedar Valley. It's like a sheltered workshop, but they do work in house. That is like, we put foam in these like rectangular metal parts that they use for, I think, doors or windows. Sometimes we assemble boxes, like putting boxes together. We used to do this thing called Genova, which is like PVC piping, where we bag it in bags and we'd sticker it. And I've also put bags of pepperoni in different boxes. And I've also, I've also done Spam. I've also taken Spam cans and put like a kind of like a cover over them, where they can wrap them up or something like that, and they take them wherever they got to take them. I've done that. I'm trying to think, maybe it was like 3 or 4 cans in a little stack, I think. And you'd take the paper or the cardboard and wrap it around it. It was really cool. Um, I've also done radio commercials for Cedar Valley. I haven't done them in a while. I don't know why they haven't had me do them. I miss them. Um, and I've um, also been on Owatonna Today's Show. I think it was called Owatonna Today's Show many, many years ago. Haven't been on there in a while. And I have also went to public school, and I've gone to the School for the Blind about the middle of 7th grade and graduated from there. And at the School for the Blind, I got to enjoy and experience things I never thought I'd experience. Like, I got to experience cheerleading. I was an outstanding cheerleader and got 4th place with a tie with another person, but we both got a pin. And I
Awesome.
think that was in, thank you, I think that was in Vinton, Iowa, I want to say. And then my first year in cheerleading, my team got 3rd place medal overall with our cheerleading squad. And I think that might have been, I want to guess and say Ohio, Columbus, Ohio, but I'm not sure. We also have had wrestling at our school and swimming, and we also had track, and I got many track ribbons, never medals, but I got ribbons at our state meets. We would go on the weekends to different schools like South Dakota, Kansas, Wisconsin, Iowa, Kentucky, um, Ohio, many places like that. And we'd go to the School for the Blind there. Oh, and we also went to Indiana State School for the Blind too. And the cheerleading speech, which we call forensics, I won medals in that, and I could talk about that in a second. So speech, swimming, track, wrestling, and cheerleading all have meets at other schools. And at the end of the season of each of those, like cheerleading and wrestling were together, and swimming and speech were together. And track was by itself. But we would do little meets on the weekends at different schools for the blind. And then at the end of the meets, we'd have a big meet where a bunch of schools would come to one school. Like, say, Minnesota State Academy for the Blind went to Kentucky, and like 4 or 5 or maybe even 10 or more other schools would come and compete in whichever event. And they would have 1st through 4th place medals. And cheerleading, outstanding cheerleader, they'd have pins. I actually did a speech, which they call forensics. And I would memorize 8-minute speeches. And believe you me, that's nerve-wracking. I did, oh, it's so nerve-wracking. I did serious declamation, one by myself. I've won 2nd place medal in Kansas City for that. Kansas City, Kansas, if I remember right, I think. Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to remember the states I won them in, but it's hard. And then I won 3rd place where I did serious duo, where I had a partner where we did a serious duo together, 8-minute memorized piece, where we, and we got 3rd place overall for that. I don't remember what state that was in. And then a couple, maybe 1 or 2 4th place medals, I want to say. For speech, memorizing, I did serious declamation. That was my favorite a lot. And I would, memorize the story, and then I'd try to put voices to the characters. It really was an experience that I'll never forget. Track, I'd like to explain the track we had. It was really cool. For the track for the blind, and I don't know if all blind schools have this, but ours did. We had 6 lanes where they would put, how do I put this, lines on each side of you of like wire and like a knobby thing at the end of, kind of like a wooden knobby thing at the start and end of the track where you'd start and stop running. And it was like 6 straight lines, and each person could have their own line. And on the ground, they would have really bright numbers, and like paint on the track. And we would do the long jump, the triple jump, which is, I think, where you hop, step, and jump in the sand pit. And then the long jump, you just stand on the side and jump in the sand pit. And the 3-con is where you stand on this board like you would for the triple jump. I think, is it triple jump? I think so. Where you step on a board, jump off, land on pavement, and then jump again, and then land in the pit. And then they had shot put. They had like the mile run, and they had just different running. I can't remember, but I've won a lot of ribbons in that. Not ever at an NC.
Some of those I remember. I'm sorry for cutting you off. Some of those I remember.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. And I was never in swimming or wrestling, but I was in track, cheerleading, and speech, and I also was in choir. Choir didn't travel, but my school was really cool then because we'd actually have a dinner once a year that would have a meal, and the theme would be from another country, like Japan or England or something like that. And it was so cool. I got to meet a lot of nice people. And it was really cool. We had like foreign exchange students that would come from Japan and other places that were blind and would stay with somebody for the school year. And it was really, really cool. I met a lot of cool people like that. Yeah.
So I did a video on this, and I'm just going to cover a little bit it with you. So if you are around someone, because of course you're blind, so if someone comes up to you who is sighted, what are the do's and don'ts?
Well, like in school, sometimes people would come up to me and change their voices and say they're someone else and they're not. And then sometimes they would say, "How many fingers am I holding up?" And that just doesn't sit well with blind people, including me. Just, say hi, just chat with us. Just let us know you're chatting with us, because sometimes we might not always know unless you say our name or direct your voice towards us. So yeah.
What about if someone just doesn't, like, just comes up to you and starts helping right away?
Sometimes I would just like let them, just so that they know that they don't feel like they're, how do I put this? So that they know that it's okay to help disabled people with disabilities. But also, if you don't want them to help you, just calmly say, I'm sorry, I appreciate your help, but I got it. I can do it. Thank you. Or yeah.
The way I put it is, like, you should probably ask and see if we need help or not.
Yeah, definitely. That's the best way to go.
Because if you just, as I said in my other video, if you come up and just start helping us, then we are just it's gonna make us feel uneasy.
Yeah, definitely. That's true. That's a very true statement.
All right, Hope, thank you very much for being here again. Is there any last words you want to say in the interview?
Just try to stay positive, and no matter what you're going through in life, find the positive in it if you can, and just know you'll get through whatever you need to get through, and hopefully you learned whatever you needed to learn from it, and find something positive in it if you can. And just know that everyone is important and everyone is lucky to be alive, because you never know what someone's story is and how their life is. So every day is a privilege.
Exactly. Well, again, Hope, thank you very much. And thank you guys for at least listening to this. This will be I'm making this in podcast form. I'll have a description up for that. hope that everyone has a wonderful evening or day whenever you're watching this. Everyone has a disability. You just can't always see it, as I always say. I will have another interview that we'll be posting soon after this. Until then, we will see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye.
Bye.